Welcome back to the Bible Breakdown channel. Today's video will be the story of the Tower of Babel. Have you ever wondered why there are so many different languages in the world? Why can't we all just understand each other perfectly? It's a question that has puzzled humanity for millennia. And while linguists and historians have their theories, one of the most ancient and compelling explanations comes from a single, powerful story. A story about ambition, pride, and a tower that reached for the heavens. This is the story of the Tower of Babel. To understand this story, we need to travel back in time, way back, to the dawn of civilization after the Great Flood. According to the book of Genesis, after the waters receded, all the people on earth were descendants of Noah and his family. They were one people, and crucially, they all spoke one language. Imagine that for a moment, a world without language barriers. No need for translators, no miscommunications, no feeling lost in a foreign land. Everyone understood everyone else. These people journeyed from the east and found a vast, fertile plain in a land called Shinar, which we now know as ancient Mesopotamia, in modern-day Iraq. It was the perfect place to build a new world. They settled there, and as their population grew, so did their skills and their ambitions. They learned to make bricks, firing them in kilns to make them strong and durable. They had the technology, they had the manpower, and they had a unified vision. And what was that vision? They said to one another, "Come, let us build ourselves a city, and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be dispersed over the face of the whole earth." Let's break that down because every part of that sentence is incredibly important. First, let us build ourselves a city. This wasn't just about survival, it was about creating a permanent, powerful center for humanity, a monument to their own greatness. Second, and a tower with its top in the heavens. This is the most famous part of the story. This wasn't just a tall building, it was a statement. The ziggurats of ancient Mesopotamia were temple towers believed to be the dwelling places of gods, a connection point between the heavens and the earth. By building their own, they weren't just trying to build something impressive. They were attempting to ascend, to reach the realm of the divine on their own terms. It was an act of supreme confidence, maybe even arrogance. They wanted to control their own destiny and bridge the gap to God, not through worship, but through engineering. And third, let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be dispersed over the face of the whole earth. This reveals their core motivation and their greatest fear. They wanted fame, glory, and unity. But it was a unity based on human achievement and a desire to stay in one place, under one human-led authority. They weren't supposed to cluster together in one spot, building a monument to themselves. They were supposed to spread out, to populate and cultivate the entire planet. Their fear of being scattered was leading them to disobey their fundamental purpose. So, construction begins. The city of Babel rises from the plains, and at its heart, the tower grows taller and taller. A testament to human ingenuity and cooperation. Everything was going according to plan. They were united, they were powerful, and their tower was a symbol of their incredible potential. But someone was watching. The story says that the Lord came down to see the city and the tower that the children of man had built, and what he saw troubled him. It wasn't the tower itself that was the problem, it was the spirit behind it. He saw a humanity united not in humility and purpose, but in pride and self-glorification. He saw them trying to make a name for themselves, instead of honoring his name. And the Lord said, "Behold, they are one people, and they have all one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do, and now nothing that they propose to do will be impossible for them." This is a fascinating line. It's an acknowledgement of humanity's incredible potential when we work together. With a single language and a shared goal, our power is almost limitless. But in this case, that limitless power was being driven by pride, leading them down a dangerous path away from their intended purpose. So, a decision was made. Not to destroy the tower with fire and brimstone, but something far more subtle and, in a way, far more profound. The Lord said, "Come, let us go down and there confuse their language, so that they may not understand one another's speech." And just like that, everything changed. Imagine being a worker on the tower one moment, shouting instructions to a friend below. The next moment, the words coming out of your mouth are gibberish to him, and his reply is just as incomprehensible to you. Confusion turns to frustration, frustration to suspicion, and suspicion to anger. The project ground to a halt. How can you build a tower when you can't ask for more bricks, or warn someone of a falling object? The great cooperative enterprise collapsed, not from an external attack, but from an internal breakdown of communication. And so, the Lord scattered them from there over the face of all the earth, and they left off building the city. The great fear they had of being dispersed became a reality. The city was named Babel, which sounds like the Hebrew word for confused, because it was there that the Lord confused the language of all the earth. The half-finished tower stood as a silent, decaying monument to their failed ambition. So, what's the takeaway from this ancient story? Is it just a simple myth to explain why we speak different languages? Or is there something deeper? On one level, it's a cautionary tale about pride. The people of Babel put their own glory, their own name, above everything else. They believed their own strength and ingenuity could elevate them to the level of God. The story serves as a reminder of the dangers of hubris and the importance of humility. It suggests that our greatest achievements can become our downfalls if they are not grounded in a proper sense of purpose. On another level, it's a story about unity. It shows that unity for its own sake, or unity in the pursuit of a selfish goal, can be dangerous. The unity at Babel was a monolith, a forced concentration of power that went against the plan for humanity to diversify and fill the earth. The confusion of languages, while disruptive, forced humanity to do what it was meant to do, to spread out, to form new cultures, new societies, and new ways of life all across the globe. In a way, the scattering was a blessing in disguise, leading to the rich tapestry of cultures we have today. And finally, the story doesn't just end with division. Many theological interpretations see the Tower of Babel's story as setting the stage for a future restoration. For Christians, this comes at the event of Pentecost, described in the New Testament. It's seen as a divine reversal of Babel, not by erasing all languages into one, but by creating understanding and unity despite the diversity of languages. It's a unity based not on human ambition, but on a shared spiritual experience. The Tower of Babel remains a powerful symbol in our culture. The story continues to inspire art, literature, and even our understanding of technology and globalism. It forces us to ask critical questions. Is it to make a name for ourselves, or is it for a greater, more humble purpose? The echoes of that tower on the plain of Shinar can still be heard today. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shaped our world. Let me know in the comments what you think the biggest lesson from the Tower of Babel is. See you next time.